Just make sure I went off mute before I started talking in silence. I hope everyone's doing well. Game week 35, eh? I can't believe how quickly this season's gone by. I mean, we've got 3 game weeks left. As soon as I move my mic, it goes on mute. Bloody hell. Right. So here's my team. I'm pretty set on it. There's one change I'm definitely going to make. And I'm going to do Senesi to Gabriel. I'm going to change my news as well. So I think Senesi to Gabriel. And that's it, really. James Hill can just sit on my bench. Quite happy with him on my bench. I think I've got a good defensive coverage for the next couple of weeks, really, with my other assets as well. Like Gabriel just stays in my team. And then this week I've got Darlow and Strauch, who are obviously playing Burnley. And next week Brighton have Wolves. So I've got double Brighton defence to play Wolves next week. So I'm quite happy with my team, really. I guess by getting Gabriel, I actually, strangely, I want Arsenal probably to concede, even because I'll only have one. It's a good question, Nice Casey. I could also, of course, instead of Tavernier, I could buy Casemiro. Someone's asked me what I do as a wildcard. Well, mate, if you check my channel, the last video I made it yesterday morning. 3 wildcard teams. I'd watch that, mate. I think if you watch that video, give you all the help you need. You don't necessarily have to pick the exact teams, but I think it gives you an idea of the kind of players you should target from each of the teams. I think Palace players, honestly, it's slim pickings. Really, I can't be that excited. I do think it's just the defenders really that are probably going to play all the minutes, and then the only attacker I'd go anywhere near is Ismail Assar. Munoz worries me for his minutes, so I'm not sure I'd go for him. He is the best Crystal Palace asset in my opinion, but I'm not entirely sure you can trust his minutes. So I think you're looking at Richards, Camvo, Lacroix, Henderson, and probably Ismail Assar. That's it, really. See, Francesco, you say move away from the template, but this team, which is the template, I had it in Game Week 33, and it halved my rank. So I'm quite happy with the basis structure of this team. The only things I want to do is get Gabriel in, and then it's whether I want to change my midfield. It's whether I want to get someone like Casemiro in or not. Yeah, I wouldn't trust. I just don't know what you get from Will Hughes, really. Yeah, Truefair is great from Bournemouth as well. I think Truefair, Hill, and Senesi are all very good. Yep, Yog, if you check my latest video, it's there. My latest video is I've made 3. But if you check my latest video, it's all there, mate. Peter Carr, yeah, I think I would have Casemiro over Pascal Gross now. Yeah. Again, if you're on your wildcard, mate, I've just made a video about it. What I'll do, I'll flash it up a second. I'll show you my favourite. Let's have a look. I was quite proud of that video, actually. I was pretty content with the teams that I put together. Sorry, I've got an advert playing on my own video. So, here's me. I think if I was on my wild card, I'd pick a team something like that. Something like that is what I'd go for. Raya in goal, Gabriel, Saliba, O'Reilly, Bruno Fernandes, Elliot Anderson, Casemiro, Cherky, Haaland, Thiago, Bowen. You could go for Calvert-Lewin. You could go for João Pedro if you wanted to over those. I I can't say I'm too particular about Thiago and Bowen. I just think they're dependable. And then the bench covers you really nicely. I think you've got 3 Palace players there. The 3 I'd probably go for. It's bench boostable if you want to use your bench boost. You can also pick Darlow as your backup goalkeeper if you want to save a bit of cash. I think that's pretty strong. I think that's pretty strong. I've since had a little bit of a shave since I made that video as well. Do I think Haaland's essential this week? I think a lot of people are going to captain him, but would I take a hit to bring him in? It depends who you're getting rid of, really, and what you do if you don't have him. Because I think Bruno Fernandes, you could captain him, be totally fine. How would the bench boost look? It would look exactly the same. That is the bench boost, mate, what I just showed you. I did say it as well. I did say that that's the bench boost. Sorry, Sebastian. Yeah, Palmer versus Gross is interesting. I'm just still on Palmer, mate. Yeah, fair enough, Kieran. Oh, well. Is what it is. Ooh. That was loud. I put my phone on a metal box then, and it vibrated. It's gone do not disturb. These weird comments do my head in. This person can keep... I must be one person that just keeps making accounts and putting weird stuff in the chat. I wouldn't captain DCL, no. He's just not done enough to be a captain option. Yeah, that's a question. That is a question that someone asked me and I struggle to answer. No, Yogesh, I think if you stick with that team, it's fine for next week. I'd probably... João Pedro plays Liverpool, doesn't he? Well, not really. I don't think there is really, mate. I don't think there is really. Kalioglu or Hinchelwood, my God. I have no idea, to be honest. What's your gut saying? They're very close. I definitely wouldn't use a transfer to do Semenyo to Cherky. I think if I was in a position where I could pick between the two, I'd say Cherky. But I don't think I would use a transfer. I don't think I would. I don't think that's worth it. I really would go triple Arsenal defence, yeah. Why wouldn't you? I really would. You can just bench them next week if you want to. Palace defenders, for me, Munoz is obviously the best. Should he play all the minutes? But that's the big question, really. I don't think he will. So for me, it's Richards, Camvo, Lacroix, and Henderson. Really, that's it. Yeah, you can back against Palace completely. I mean, I don't see why you couldn't, especially when you look at like the wildcard 32 template. We're all loaded up on Leeds and Brighton, who Leeds play Burnley this week. Brighton have got Wolves next week. And genuinely, like, I think... what was I trying to say? I think you could match these double game week Palace players with some players with a good single game week, genuinely. Afternoon, Abby. Good to see you. Burnley for attacking returns. What do you mean by that? You mean you think Burnley are going to get attacking returns, or you target them to get attacking returns against? Start Senesi or Gusto? That's a good question. I'll probably start Senesi. He's got a better floor, I think. Would you do Senesi to Gabriel? I probably would. Yeah. I'm going to do it this week. I think I'd do it if I only had one as well. I think Gabriel's the best defender in the game. And you should do all you can to get him in. Like, it's Gabriel, Bruno Fernandes, and Haaland are the 3 best players in the game. Like, I genuinely consider Gabriel on a level of those players this season, really. Verts to Cherky, Virgil to O'Reilly. Yeah, Saka's... He's got potential, but I don't know. What's chat's feelings about Saka's minutes going forward? I can't say. Like, I massively trust it at the moment. I got to say, I can't say I massively trust that Saka's going to play really solid minutes. Start Gibbs White or Casemiro. Oh my god, I really, really like Casemiro. And the question for both of them is, will they both continue the ridiculous amount of attacking returns they've had in recent weeks? And obviously, Casemiro's got the better floor because he hits DEFCON most games. I'd probably say Casemiro, really. I just haven't, even though he's been ridiculous in recent weeks, I've never really considered Gibbs White an FPL option that I would pick in my team. Probably obviously to my detriment, but yeah, he can obviously always go on a couple of weeks of good scoring form, can't he? I would love to go Palmer to Saka, but need a bit. Yeah, I agree. When Arsenal play Burnley, oh, I see. Okay, because of the goal difference. I think all depends on how they get on in the Champions League. If they are out of the Champions League, then I think Saka is going to play every game. But yeah, if you do Senesi to Gabriel this week, bring in one or two Palace assets in next week, will you bench Palmer? Let's have a look at what my team would look like next week. Because this game week basically sets up next week, doesn't it? Let's have a look. Let's get on Hub and have a look. Do. So next week, yeah, I might bench Palmer. That's my team optimized next week. Yeah, it's a tough one. Might bench Palmer, might bench Calvert-Lewin, might bench João Pedro. Don't know. We'll think about it. Yeah, I'll be bringing in Gabriel, FPL vibe. Yeah, Sandri, well, I will have Gabriel at the end of today. I'm just going to sell Senesi. Yeah, I mean, I could easily play Gross, yeah. Just think Newcastle away is tougher than Palace at home, with the rest that Palace have obviously not had as well. Exactly, Baller X. I know he's played 90, but that's going to take its toll on him. It will. He's already been injured this season. You know, I don't see it continuing. I really don't. And yeah, Palace resting their XI in 38. Yeah, I think that's a key one as well. Is the final game week of the season might be really interesting. So we just need to keep an eye on that in terms of saving transfers for some mad rotation. You sold Van Heck. That's interesting, especially considering he's got Wolves next week. I'm not sure I'd do that. I think I'd rather have Gabriel, to be honest, FPL vibe. He's just too good not to have. Yeah, it's a bank holiday well, I don't know where you're from. I hate rainbows, but it's a bank holiday in the UK on Monday. So we've all got the day off. Well, most of us have got the day off work. I think you can get into the top 10K by making small decisions that aren't bold like that. Captaining Dominic Calvert-Lewin could completely ruin your season if Haaland does well. I'd be tempted to pick Strauch over Tavernier. Yeah, agree, genius gamer. I might be in the same place, you know. Yeah, fair enough on Newcastle, but I just think the context around Palace at the moment with being in Europe, I still consider that a better fixture. Captain Bruno's fine. Yeah. I think Bruno, Gabriel, Haaland are the three, really. And Mbumo to Turkey, oh, I don't mind that. I think that makes sense. Especially in Mbumo, he doesn't necessarily play 90 every game. I would consider doing that. I think so, Sandri. I can't see your team, but that would be I'd be tempted to do that. Yeah, I just answered your question, Daniel. Yeah, I think for me it's Haaland, Bruno, Gabriel in that order. I don't think I'd captain outside of those three this week, really. I mean, someone on Twitter is going to, and it's going to pay off for them, and they'll post it on Twitter. But I just don't see it, to be honest. I think I'd bench Hinshelwood. I would consider Casemiro or Elliot Anderson. Kyle, if you want to get rid of Gordon. Is Gordon back? Is Gordon playing? Henderson and Lacroix, or Lacroix and Munoz? I wouldn't make a decision on it this week. I really wouldn't. I'd let things play out and then decide next week. I genuinely just wouldn't do it this week. I don't think you need them this week. And unless you're on your wild card, you might be on your wild card. But I don't think you need them this week. I think you can make a decision on which Palace assets you pick after their European game. Because you just don't know what's going to happen. Because you're making a transfer for next week. And they'll, if I'm not mistaken, play 2 games in between now and next week. A lot could happen in that time. You don't think Gordon will play, and you need to get rid of him then. I'd look at Elliot Anderson or Casemiro, really. Or Cherky or Semenyo, if you don't have them. Wilson, Harry Wilson, he has dropped off a little bit, it seems. Fulham in general, I think, are a bit beachy now, very much on the beach. I wouldn't captain Brian Brobby, mate. I think João Pedro has to start over Tavernier, if you're asking me, mate. I think he does. I think I'd do that. Do you see if you got any team news while I'm... Sorry, I'm just checking something a second. Sorry. There was a Bristol City player, or former Bristol City player, who left in February, who's done his ACL. And he's currently uncontracted and has no club. And by the looks of it, they're struggling to cover the cost of doing the procedure. So I shared it on Twitter, and his mum just replied to me. So I was just replying to her. Sorry about that. I was just looking for some team news. Hinshelwood would have gross 100%. Current points total, we'll have a look in a second. Yeah, you go. Dewsbury Hall, Gibbs White, sure. I just think there are 4 for me, really. Dewsbury Hall, Gibbs White, Casemiro, Elliot Anderson. They're all as good as each other, I think. You're not going to get much different. I'd probably go for João Pedro over DCL. I think you got the goal scored. I think you've got to. Bournemouth triple up. Oh, well, I wildcarded a few weeks ago, mate. They had a double game week the last time I played them. That's why. I'll be doing Senesi to Gabriel. Yeah, Hill or Tavernier. I'm in a similar boat, mate. I'm in a similar boat, and I haven't decided yet. We're just having a look for some team news while we're at it. The pressers will be going on. Arteta, I think, is usually at 1:30. So I think just before making my Gabriel move, we'll check the Arsenal presser. I think Gross is out by the looks of it as well. No mention of Gross. Okay, he's not out. Just checking. I don't think Gross is out. They're also saying, I think a Premier League panel has determined that Gabriel should have got sent off against Man City as well. I haven't seen any major news. Oh, Eddie Howe and Anthony Gordon. He did part of a session on Wednesday. It was great to see him back on the pitch. He's a player of Chisote. He did a session. Boo, 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 boo. There's been a misquote in a Brighton press conference where the word close has been mistaken for the word gross. Gross is okay. And he was saying that James Milner and Solly March are close. So yeah, no new injury news for Brighton. That was a little bit of a panic. I missed that because I was been working this morning. Points. We're going to have a look at my points for me. Oh. So there. That's my team. I've got 2,072, mate. That's me. 87,450. Rank 2,000. Oh, points 2,072. No, I've already used my triple captain, mate. I used it on Gabriel a few weeks ago. So I'm hoping it doesn't ruin my season, the amount of people that are going to have Haaland next week. Would you start Lacroix or Okafor? Okafor. Why not? If you've got Okafor, I think it's a good opportunity this week. Why not? Yeah, we saw that too, Abby. I hadn't seen it earlier because I was working and then quickly noshing my lunch, so I didn't get to see it. Yeah, calling Milner gross. What's your take on the following players on wildcard? Stack, Groupie, and Croupie Dupe. Is Stack back for Leeds? I don't think Stack is back for Leeds yet, is he? I haven't seen anything to suggest that he's back. Let me just check to see if they've had a presser. Who's the Leeds manager? Fuck. He'll have had his presser yesterday, wouldn't he? Let's have a look. Oh, so he is back. Wow. I completely missed that by. Yeah, go for Stack if you've got him. I like that. Stack against Burnley. Leeds fans saying that Okafor probably starts but doesn't get the full minutes. Yeah, he is a doubt, but I think he'd be all right. I think they have to win the game, don't they? So yeah, I like Stack a lot. Croupie I like. Yeah, I like them all, mate. Good little differentials there. The thing is with Stack is, for the DEFCON, you do need a player that plays 90 minutes. That is the thing. So yeah, just maybe set your expectations where they should be for this week. Yeah, I was just having a look, but I think that's where we're at. Semenyo or Cherky, I would go if you have the opportunity. So one thing I wouldn't do is I wouldn't transfer Semenyo to Cherky. I don't think that's worth doing. But if you were to say pick one, I'd definitely pick Cherky. What's with the Bournemouth picks? Well, I've got Bournemouth players in my team. I'm not on my wild card, by the way. I'm just giving advice for people that are on their wild card. But I wildcarded in Gameweek 32, and Bournemouth had a double in 33. That's why I've got 3 Bournemouth players. They don't have one. Crystal Palace and Man City double in 36, and that's it. No more double game weeks this season, unless there's any absolute disasters which stop games playing. So I'm going to sell Senesi for Gabriel. But I'm just waiting for the Arteta press conference just to make sure 100% that nothing has happened, and then I'll do it. Excuse me. Also, at some point, going to enjoy a lovely Cadbury's brunch bar as well. Just picking my time. Well, we've also got a little orange. It's how orange the orange looks as well, or the clementine, I should say. I can't go Senesi Gabriel this week unless I take a -4. Probably wouldn't bother. I think Gabriel is so the separation between Gabriel and Saliba is so big. I probably wouldn't bother with Saliba. I just wait till next week and get Gabriel, mate. I really would. Who else could you sell to get Gabriel? That's the only other question I've got, really. Because I'm sure there is probably someone else you could sell. NK Tom, I got a lot of stick for saying this because I have a Bristol City fan channel. But I did, as a child, grew up following Man United as well. I kind of grew up supporting 2 teams. And then ever since I've moved to Bristol, now I can easily go to Bristol City games. There's no question that I'm just a sole Bristol City fan. But yeah, I did grow up following Man United purely because it meant you could actually talk to people in school about football. Everyone had a Premier League, even though I was from Somerset, where Yeovil and Bristol City are like 2 local teams. For some reason, no one supported them. If I was Man United, would I give Michael Carrick the job? Probably not. No. The thing is, Arsenal are going to get the clean sheet. But if Arsenal get a clean sheet, Saliba's goal threat is quite low. He's not really very good for DEFCON. I'm just not. Do you see where I'm coming from? It's 6 points or 2 for Saliba. Whereas if you have just a DEFCON defender, they'll score 4, you know? And yes, I know Saliba, he could score a goal, he could do something. But let's be honest, it's probably unlikely. We'll have to see on Saka, really. I mean, we just have to see how the games look, really, and what kind of minutes he could get. Yeah, Gabriel. He'll come in for one of Hill or Tavernier. I'll bring him in for Senesi because that is better use of my budget. But then I'm left asking, do I want to start Hill or do I want to start Tavernier? I don't know yet. We'll see, JD Bomb. We'll see. I think Rossini was doomed before he even started the job, really, wasn't he? When you get memed up on Twitter as much as he was getting before he even started the job. I mean, I couldn't believe it. He's probably the most memed manager I've ever seen. My personal favourite recently, has anyone seen when, I think it must have been when Moises Caicedo and his wife were in like the studio or dressing room, and Rafinha is just doing like a this weird smile. I'll try and find it. Hang on. I'll try and find it. It's so funny. I just love it. Where is it? Oh no, I can't find it now. When you're actually looking for it. I can't find the smile. You will probably know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Arteta is on at 1:30 usually. I'll just double check. Can have my brunch bar now as well, if that's all right. Yeah, Arteta's usually on at 1:30, but we'll just check. Fantasy Football Scout, do the times. Why has that not worked? Oh, bloody rubbish. There you go. There's the Presso times. Hertzler, Slot, Howell, Guardiola, Iraola and Edwards, Arteta. You can see them all. We'll all be done by 2:30. But Arteta is usually late. I'll tell you what, Anderson Hill concert doesn't sound too bad. Yeah, but you should do that, shouldn't we, JLo? 2 seconds. So we've got 2 legends in the chat at the moment, JLo and Abby. Both of them are members of the FPL Cartel. And if you want to get your team reviewed by me live on stream, join the FPL Cartel Discord and post your team in my chat, and we'll have a look at it live on stream. The Cartel, it's a Discord that's been started by Tom and I. We're both in there to give you help and advice on your teams, but we've also got a great community of FPL players in there as well that will help you. We do a podcast together every week. Questions in that podcast are set by Cartel members, so you get to ask a question in the Discord, and we'll talk about the answers on the podcast. What else do we do? Tom has developed a predicted points model as well. Sounds like he's made some headway in that today as well. Unfortunately, I've been working this morning, so I wasn't able to help him, but sounds like he's improved his model even more, which is really cool. And you can try it out for 7 days before you fully commit. So you can sign up, 7-day free trial, see if you like it, and we'll go from there. Let's have a look at the Discord then. Got a couple people in there. There we go. So Polo Goose. I'm looking at this team, and I don't think I'd do anything. I guess the only question is, do you want to keep Welbeck in your team? Because obviously next week he's got Wolves, so that makes sense. With that in mind, I probably wouldn't do anything. I just don't see an obvious transfer here, really. I don't see an obvious move. I don't see an obvious move there. There we go. Here. Hey, it's me. Oh, it's tough. I'm sure these are all thoughts that are going through your head. But Ampadu, I know he's got Burnley, but I actually think that might make him a worse asset in the game because he might not be as likely to get DEFCON. So I think you're okay to bench him. And then you've obviously got the triple Bournemouth. And I'll be honest, mate, I'm in two minds as to whether I'd double up in the Bournemouth defence because Truefair and Senesi are both fine. Like Truefair might not be the DEFCON. He's not bad for DEFCON, but he's so good from an attacking point of view. Gut feel, I'm probably wrong here because I don't think I respect and appreciate Truefair enough, to be honest with you. So take this with a pinch of salt on that. I think I start Tavernier over Truefair. I don't think I'd buy Saka yet I just don't trust his minutes enough. I think you only buy Saka if you think he's going to play 90 minutes every game. Yeah, Stack's good, mate. Sorry, I've not read your question because I'm pretty sure I answered it earlier. Yeah, Mac, absolutely. I'm going to buy Gabriel. So we're going to have exactly the same team again. I'm just waiting for the Arteta press conference just in case. But yeah. Start Raya or Darlow. I mean, here we go. This is good projections, isn't it, for the rest of the season? 44% Arsenal are to keep a clean sheet, 43% Leeds. There's not much in it, is there? I don't really know what to say. What do you reckon? Who would you start, chat, if you had both Darlow and Raya? Who would you start? I guess Darlow could get saves bonus. Raya's probably quite unlikely to do that. But then, even though the odds are 1% difference, I would say I trust the Arsenal defence far more. But yeah, plans for next week. I'm still quite fast and loose on it, to be honest. I am looking at Crystal Palace players, but I don't know what they're going to line up like because they need to play their games before you can decide whether you want to pick them. Really, let's just have a look at this Palace schedule a sec. So the Palace schedule is outrageous. So obviously they play Bournemouth on Sunday, and then Shakhtar they play them on Thursday, and then they play Everton at home on the following Sunday, and then they play Man City on Wednesday, and then they play again on the 17th of May. I just think we just want the next two Palace fixtures to play out before I decide what to do, to be honest. There's no question in my mind that I'm buying Gabriel this week. I think that's the right thing to do. And I'll start him every week for the rest of the season. But yeah. 2076 points. Nice. 2076. And in triple Chelsea, no Leeds. Start Bowen or Tav. Bowen. Yeah, I'd start Bowen. Opinion on Rodgers' bench probability. He just doesn't get benched, mate. I'd be surprised if Rodgers got benched. That's all I'm going to say. I'd be surprised. Say 25 to 30% he gets benched. I'm not sure he does. Unai Emery bloody loves him, doesn't he? Captain in Okafor is interesting. I think I'd still probably take the risk on him. I wouldn't captain him, definitely not, but I'd probably start him in my team. Most popular midfield picks. Well, it'd be Bruno Semenyo. Rice will probably be up there. Those would be the three, and then the rest will probably just be the names we all know. I mean, it's quite easy to just rank by ownership and find out, really. I always enjoy going against Haaland. Gone well most of the season, yeah. Let's have a look. He has always traditionally been better at home. Obviously, he scored away against Burnley. Bit of a goal drought in those games. 11 points away to Liverpool. Assist away at Tottenham. 17 points. Sorry. 1 point at home to Wolves. 2 points. 6 points. Yeah, I don't know. 14 points away at Fulham. 8 away at Brentford. 9 away at Arsenal. 9 away at Brighton. 13 away at Wolves. It's a mixed bag. I'd say it's a mixed bag with Haaland, really. But I see your point. I don't. If you want to go against him, I'm not gonna berate you for it. I think it's fine. Who are you going to pick if you don't go Haaland, though? That's the question. Sorry, I was just having a big yawn. No one wanted to see that on screen. Sorry, just putting my snacks away a sec. Come on. I've got to make sure I drink plenty of water on this stream. I got trainer later, and last week I cramped up after I drank like a litre of water during the stream, but it clearly wasn't enough because I kept cramping up when I was training. I have been burned by Chelsea players, yeah. Yeah, mate, I've had some weirdos message me about this, so I'm not saying you're one of them. But yeah, I'm a swimmer, mate, so I swim and then I gym. 3 swims, 3 lifts a week usually, but I'm playing in a charity football game at the end of May. Basically, I started a Bristol City channel, and I can't believe it, but I've been invited to play in the Talk Club Cup, they're calling it, at Ashton Gate, which is the Bristol City Stadium, at the end of May. I've never really played football in my life. I've always been a swimmer. So I've been running to get ready for it. But I I don't run. I've never really ran. I did a half marathon once. But my calves and Achilles, they're just not used to being loaded like you do when you run. And they have been cooked for about a week, and I haven't been able to run for a week. So yeah, bit of a mixed bag, but we'll be fine for the game. I'm glad I'm getting over this hurdle now. But the main thing is, when I'm injured from running, I can just swim because it's not an impact sport. This is something I do as a side hustle, mate. I mean, I just work basically, and I just prefer not to say what I do for a living because I just like to keep the two separate. You can draw your own conclusions. Would you start Scott or Kroupy? Kroupy for me. Exactly. I'm listening to my body, mate. United versus Liverpool, 2-2. I did do a half marathon once, but it took me a few months to train for it, really. 4 or 5 months of training. I was a runner for 6 months of my life. I'm 28, so I can still class that as not really running. I also overdid the training and got injured in the lead up. So I couldn't run for 2 weeks in the lead up to the half marathon. And afterwards, I couldn't walk properly for about a week. Yeah. Don't muck about with the Achilles, mate. That's my worry. The reason I'm doing this training, I know I'm fit, like in terms of I swim, so You know, I've swum for 3 times a week for like 7 years or so now. So I know I'm pretty fit. I I have the cardio system, but my body is not used to running. So I've got to build up the running tolerance, but not to a point where I get injured. Gross or Anderson for wildcard. Casemiro. Would you be tempted to take a punt on? I think there are 3 captains this week, mate. Haaland, Bruno, and Gabriel. Good for you, Frostbolt or FPL. You too, AidMac. Sell João Pedro for DCL. No. Just keep João Pedro. Don't use a transfer like that. Would you be tempted to take... No. Is 34 points over this next 4 game weeks? No, definitely not. Yeah, Mike and Brighton going O'Reilly captain. It's interesting. No, I'm not a policeman, mate. I'm definitely not a policeman. No, I do just work a relatively normal 9 to 5 job, mostly from home, which I'm very lucky because I don't think the YouTube channel would be possible. But yeah, I've just got a pretty regular 9 to 5 job. I just prefer not to say. Ben, of course, mate. Give us 2 seconds. I am also not an undercover Bristol Rovers steward either. Oh, you need to get Bruno in, mate, I think. I don't know how you do it, but you need to try and get Bruno in. Well, actually, it depends. Depends who's easiest to bring in. I would bring the one of Gabriel or Bruno in that's the easiest. I don't know. I can't see how much you got in the bank. Good for you, Frostbolter, mate. That's another thing I've struggled with when running, because I've been in the gym quite a lot in the last sort of 5 or 6 years. I think I'm probably nearly 10 kilograms heavier than the last time I did running. And I'm definitely not, I haven't got any more body fat on me. So, yeah, that's, I think, been quite a lot for my body to handle as well. I think I'm 85 kilograms now. And yeah, I was a bit of a weed when I used to run. How tall are you? I'm pretty much, I think I'm like 5'11" / 6 foot. One of the two. Probably more like 5'11". You got both loads. How many transfers have you got? Let's have a look. 1 free transfer. Ooh. We'll ask the chat because I'm a bit stuck on it really. Who, in your opinion, Ben, is going to score more points this week out of Gabriel and Bruno Fernandes? And then you bring in the player that you think of those two is going to score the most points, really. Bruno, Watkins, Bowen, Gabriel. You know what? The more I think about it, Gabriel's playing Fulham, mate. Check the right-hand side of the screen. Fulham at home. The more I think about it, the more I wonder, is Gabriel going to score more points than Bruno this week? But yeah. Yeah, I never really got myself measured. I'm just reading that comment again because it's above the one I just read. Never really got myself measured, but I'm sort of 5'11", 6 foot. That's somewhere around there, I think. That probably means I'm actually 5'10". I don't know. One of those 3. Afternoon, Jake. Hope you're keeping well, mate. How's the running going? How's the running going? Everyone's saying get Bruno by the looks of it. Surprise, triple Chelsea. That's not my team, by the way. That's Ben's team. You think Gabriel scores more than you buy Gabriel, mate? Good to see you, Holly. Hope you're keeping well. Do Bournemouth have a double week? No. No, it's Crystal Palace and Man City in 36. Bournemouth, they don't have a double. Who wins the league? Man City for me, mate. I think it could actually. Could go down to goal difference. I think they probably just win all. Both teams probably just win all the rest of their games. So it could well be goal difference, to be honest. But yeah, I think they both win all their games. Honestly, Ben, I can't get too excited about Palace players. Just with the fact that they're in Europe too, I don't think they're going to be prioritised in the Prem. So I don't know, really. Well, Munoz is the one defender I don't really like because I'm just worried about his minutes. I think Richards, Camvo, Lacroix, Henderson probably play 90 minutes all the games. Ismail Assar is the only midfielder I'd go anywhere near, and he's been rotated in the past. Munoz is the best defender on his game, on his day, when he actually plays, but that's the question, like, will he play? For Bruggen or Henderson, I think I'd go Henderson. Be differential. No, I don't think Munoz plays both games in a double. He might have played all the games so far, but they've still got 2 more games before the double game week. Good wildcard team, that, Nishan. I would probably go for Casemiro over Gross, though. And maybe have one of João Pedro or Calvert-Lewin in there. Well, I don't know, actually. Maybe that is the right front three. 2 free transfers. Should I do? Yes, I'll be doing that later, mate. Van Hecht or Virgil? This week, Virgil van Dijk. Next week, Van Hecht. I don't think there will be a winner, Brighton. I think it'll be 2-2 draw. I think 2-2 draw feels about right to me. Start Hill or Truefair? Oh, Hill, probably. Yeah, I agree. I'd probably get Henderson in instead. Canville, Munoz. Also, the thing is, deciding between the Palace assets this week is really hard. It's so much easier to do it next week when we know, a bit more. You want to see the next 2 games play out to help you predict the 11. But if you don't have that luxury, I'd probably go Camvo. Yeah, keep Cucurella then. I'd start Aronson over Hinshelwood. Yeah, it's a good question, Amanya. It will be one of Hill or Tavernier. Haven't decided yet. Beto? Nah. Is that your current wildcard team? I don't mind it. I genuinely think I'd have, instead of Hinshelwood, I'd try and get in Dewsbury Hall, Casemiro, Elliot Anderson, Stack. One of them, I think. I'd start Dewsbury Hall over Hinshelwood, I think. I think he's better. Yeah, fair enough, Daniel. I mean, if you don't have O'Reilly, I think you're going to need him for 36. What do you think about Mbumo outfit? Oh, I'm not sure about Eze. I'm just not sure about any of those Arsenal attackers. I don't think any of their minutes are strong enough. I wouldn't worry about the own goals for Hill. They just are what they are. He's not really, in my mind, any worse at own goals, The one he got a couple of weeks ago was not his fault. Strike or Saliba? Well, this week I'd actually say Strike because of his DEFCON potential. But long term, it's Saliba. Who should I bench? Tavernier, Matoma, or Van Heck? Van Heck for me, I think. No, actually, probably Matoma, because I'm just not sure if he'll play. I'd go Saliba over Hincapi. As soon as Timber is back, I wonder if Hincapi starts. So I'd say Saliba. Brighton, I'm on triple captain 36. Still have bench boost. Is Dubravka KDH? I think I'd be tempted to wait. Oh, the thing is, I think you're, you know that all those players are probably going to play, so I'd probably roll with it, to be honest. Doing some awards this year. Well, you could have one for like, you have to research it, but the lowest score in a game week for the whole season. That would be one, and then obviously you do the opposite and have the highest score. But you'd have to do a bit of research. You literally just have to go through your league every week. But I'm sure you could do that. There might also be, hang on, I think there might be a site that can help you with that. You know. Do do do. You obviously got one for last place as well. Easy done. Live FPL. There you go. But yeah, I reckon the highest scoring game week and the lowest one is worth something. I'm intrigued though. I'm intrigued by what you were thinking of, what you're going to have. DCL over GP and Thiago. Probably not. Probably not, to be fair. Yeah, I agree on Hincapié. Gibbs White or Rogers. I mean, I've got to say Gibbs White. I'll probably say neither in Casemiro at this point, though. Wildcard this week, bench boost next week. Yeah, great team. I probably just wouldn't have Hinshelwood. And I wouldn't buy Richarlison. Richarlison, maybe. I just wouldn't have Hinshelwood or Welbeck. I think you could do better than that. That's a great team, James. I got nothing to add. That's a good team. Captain DCL. Well, you might be pissed, mate. You might be drinking yourself to oblivion after this week. There might be an Arteta press conference soon, so we'll keep eyes out for that. Do 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 do. What's Sephora, by the way? Is that a good shop? One's just opened up in Bristol and it's all over my Twitter feed at the moment. Sorry, I was just checking if there was any team news. Well, Okafor has posted on his Instagram that he's done a promo post for the game. Does that mean he starts? Yes, mate. Monday is a bank holiday here in the UK. Hope there's going to be a fantasy World Cup. There will be, mate. Well, there better be. Someone will make a game. I'm sure of it. Oh, well, I need it. I want to make YouTube videos. So, yeah, I'll be there, mate. As soon as the game launches, bang, I'm out with I'll be out with a how to play video and make my first team and all of that. I'd love to back Watkins captain, but not brave enough to chance him sitting on the... Fair enough. It's an American just in Bristol, mate. Play DCL over João Pedro. No, mate, I don't think I would. I don't think I would, to be fair. What about Gabriel? Gabriel for what? I'll be buying him this week. Probably won't captain him. You're going to be hurt again, mate. That's what's going to happen there. Okafor captain. At least you know what you're getting into. You know, you don't need me to tell you how big of a risk that is. You certainly don't need me to tell you that. Do 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 do. Oh, and that JP Morgan woman. I don't know if you've seen that yet. I won't go into detail about it, but that's been on my feed. Let's just see if we've got any more news. Oh, Justin Kluivert's back in training. That could impact Tavernier a little bit. Okafor's posted that he's posted a promo for the game on his Instagram story. Do 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 do. Interestingly, this is the FPL Team of the Week according to FPL Review. Interesting. Basically my team. Not bad, is it? You're into my round of 16, are you? Just seeing if we got any more teams in there. No, we haven't. I'm out of my own cup, mate. I am well cooked. Let's see if I'm in any cups. I think I'm out of all of them. Oh, no. I won the housing estate in Yeovil, where I used to live. I won FPL Abbey. I don't know if Abby's still in the chat, but I'm still in your cup. I'm out of my own Discord. I lost this week. I lost to Bob Ollinger. Community Team Invitational Cup. I don't know. I think that might be Fantasy Football Hub, actually. So I'm still in that one. I'm still in the Gert Lush Bristol FPL Mini Leagues Cup, and I'm up against FPL Beery from Twitter, if anyone's heard of him. I'm still in the Wyndham Park Premier League Cup as well. We're all over that, mate. I'm top as well. Oh, top by a long way. Top by a long way in that. Let's go. Let's just see where I'm at in my leagues. 15th in the Bristol City Fans League. That's not so great, is it? Wonder if he'll be able to pull it back at all. Oh, let's get back to my team. There we are. Michael Jackson for Burnley. Yeah, forgot that Michael Jackson's in charge of Burnley. I benched Semenyo for Gabriel. I mean, there's surely someone else you can bench him for. I think I would buy Cherky, actually. Yeah, I'd consider buying Cherky. I would. I'd consider that. That doesn't sound like a bad transfer to me. Exactly, yo, I am Gucci. I was thinking have Welbeck so I can bench boost with him playing Wolves. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, sounds good. Plan sounds good, mate. Stephen Peter. Another Stephen. Stephen against Stephen. Do 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 do. And Bumo or Senesi? I'd probably say Senesi, you know. O'Reilly cap is very risky. For me, it's between Haaland, Gabriel, and Bruno this week. Do I change my trio of Nunes? Yeah, I'd consider it. I would. I think you need another. I think I would. I'd consider that. I would. I think you got to get rid of Nunes and get Cherky in somehow. But yeah, I think I would. I'd consider that. Gabriel Capier is fine. He's one of the three. If you want to captain Gabriel, go for it. I think it's for me. I'm going to captain Haaland, but for me, it's Bruno, Gabriel, Haaland are the three. Just going to do that and save it. Let's see what FPL review is saying as well. A lot of people have been using FPL review quite religiously this season, haven't they? Let's see. Let's see what FPL review's got for me. So we just do this game week. Yeah, Haaland's top by quite a margin. Palmer's second, really? Wow. Where's João Pedro? My guy Pedro, where are you? You're all the way down there. Fair enough. Where's Stroke? Oh, he's there. Interesting. Semenyo's ahead of Cherky. Interesting. I was going to do a transfer solver, wasn't I? Let's have a look. It's probably going to tell me to do Hill or Senesi to Gabriel. I can't sell. I'm not selling Verbruggen yet. Not doing it yet. Hill to Gabriel. I'm going to do Senesi to Gabriel, I think. I'm happy to keep João Pedro. I think I am. I could bring in Henderson, but I don't see the point. I've got Darlow starting for me this week. I don't think I need to do that. I am an affiliate for Fantasy Football Hub. So if you want to sign up to Hub, which is what I do my team planning in, I think, to be honest, if you want my honest opinion, I think it's quite useful to just use a number of different sources to help you with your team. That's why when you watch my content, Solio's on it, bit of review, bit of live FPL, bit of Hub. They're all there together, really. I think they all serve their purpose. Forest defence and overall seemed really good against Villa. Is that a question for your team or me? I don't think I would do anything with João Pedro and Palmer. That kind of hub's not good for you. I hate rainbow, so I'd stay away from that. Bad for you, mate. Benching Semenyo. Wow. You watch him absolutely tear Everton a new one today. He's going to tear him up, I think. Just seeing that Alex Follow is captaining Aronson. Rodgers too risky? No, I think Rodgers, he just doesn't get benched. Can you answer my question about the Leeds defender? Yeah, I think it's Rodon, Justin, or Strike for me. Those are the three. If you've got, I don't think there's much to split them really. I've got 3 free transfers. Or having to bench one of Semenyo and João Pedro. Bloody hell. I don't know. Get a coin out, flip a coin. I think Zantendo, I would bench Ampadu. Because let's be honest, he's really good for DEFCON as Ampadu. But is Burnley the game where he's going to get it? I don't know. I think I'd be tempted to bench Ampadu if it was me. Listen, mate, I'm not sure I would pick an Arsenal attacker. I just don't know who's going to play all the minutes. The 3 that are screaming out to me are Saka, Gyökeres, and probably Eze. But they're going to share minutes, so I'm not sure. Yeah, exactly. That's my point about Burnley. I don't know. I think I'd rather have Ampadu playing someone like Man City than Burnley, really. His goals are going to come against random teams, and his DEFCON numbers are going to be better against the ones that try to keep possession, I think. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go near Rice either. I think that's why I'd have triple defence. Well, that's interesting, Kieran Ennis. Would you do Semenyo to Turkey with 5 free transfers? Mate, I'd consider it because it gets you some cash as well. Are there any other players you're not necessarily happy with? No, I don't think. At the moment, I don't think I'd have Munoz. I don't think I'd have him. I think I do. Who else have you got rather than said Bowen to Haaland? I really like Bowen. So who else have you got? Can you sell another striker to get him? I think you have to say Palmer over Enzo, don't you? I think you have to say Palmer over Enzo. Right, so we're going to have a look at some news. Man United. Cunha has returned to training this week, but remains a doubt. De Ligt and Martinez remain out. Carrick didn't mention Luke Shaw. Colwell and Reece James back in training. Everyone's fit from Bournemouth. Clivert might be back. Probably won't be, though, based on that news. Do. Mate, that's fine if you want to bench Semenyo. My advice would be to bench Ampadu, but if you want to do your own thing, that's obviously totally cool. Who would I captain if I was chasing? Gabriel. Or you wonder, is this the week to chase with your captaincy, you know? You've still got 3 other opportunities after this week to chase. Locked in my wild card, Darlow, Gabriel, Saliba, O'Reilly, Bruno, Rice, Cherky. Yeah, I like it. The only thing I would say is I'm not that keen on Declan Rice. I'd have Casemiro or Elliot Anderson, I think, instead. Nemanja, I have no idea on Saka's minutes, to be honest. I really don't trust them. Yeah, great team, Petar. I've got no comments on that. I probably wouldn't have Van Dijk is the only thing. Sorry if you're hearing that noise. That was my elbow on my desk. It sounded quite dodgy. Sorry, my phone was going crazy then. It's going crazy. I want to sell in Bumo, so who should I buy? Casemiro, Elliot Anderson, Bruno Fernandes, Cherky, probably be my tops. Yeah, I guess so. But then it also might be worse to go against Haaland with that in mind. Thoughts on keeping Nunes or switch to O'Reilly? I'd do it. I'd switch. Why is Rice suddenly better against Burnley, though? I don't think Rice is the kind of player where you want him because he has a good fixture. That's my views. I'd have Casemiro over Declan Rice, I think. Oh, I see. Who'd you sell for Haaland there? Yeah, true. Oh, God. Do you know what? Honestly, my gut feel says João Pedro. That's my gut feel. There's no data. I don't have any data behind it. I just say João Pedro because he's been so annoying to own when he's been in my team. Sorry, guys. Oh, hope you're doing well too, Cortex, mate. It's good to see you. Lunch before year 9 arrive. School lunch at nearly 2 o'clock. Those were the days. Are you their last lesson of the day, of the week? No news on Okafor, mate. Yeah, nothing new really. He did post on his Instagram story about the game, but whether that means he's actually in the team or not, I don't know. But there is the usual sort of player graphic Instagram story post from him. Sorry, just check Twitter again, see if there's any news coming out of Arteta's press conference. I'm still waiting for a Gabriel update, and then I'll buy him. All right, so Arteta has said, let's see how everybody is tomorrow morning. Obviously, we haven't been able to train much, so tomorrow we will have a final update. Kai Havertz and Timber will be out, but Odegaard could make the game. I think we've got to buy Gabriel then, haven't we, really? I think we've got to buy Gabriel. Let's just see if there's any other quotes. Arteta. Yeah, Gabriel should have been sent off, is what reports say, but I don't care. Let's see if there's any latest. Yeah. Timber and Havertz are out. So that means that I think Saliba's the next one to go. Yeah, that is it, really. That's the news. It's let's see how everyone is tomorrow morning. We haven't been able to train much. Yeah. I'd go Saliba if I was on a wild card. We're going to do it then. We are going to do it. Good luck, Cortex. We are basically right next to each other then in terms of rank. There are worse places to be, mate. We've done it, lads. And now, it's just the question, who the bloody hell do I start? Do I start Hill or do I start Tavernier? Do I start Hill or do I start Tavernier? And yeah, Senesi's now going to score this week. But yeah, seriously, do I start Hill or Tavernier? What do I do? No, Kieran, I wouldn't rush to get Gibbs White in. Am I mad for saying that? Do you think I'm mad, chap, for saying that? That I wouldn't rush Gibbs White into my fantasy team? I'm just not sure I would. Tavernier or Hill is really close now. But I don't think Tavernier necessarily takes the pens, though. I think he's behind both Clivert, who is back, probably won't start. But Tavernier is behind both Clivert and Krupi in order of taking penalties now. Nice one, Kieran. Even though Chow down in price. I don't really know what your team looks like to get the context of that question, mate, I'm afraid. I don't think I trust Eze's minutes. No, I don't think I would. I don't trust Eze's minutes. Sorry, but yeah, I don't trust them. I don't trust them. Bench Rodgers or Hill? I think the opposite. I think I'd bench Rodgers. Oh, third time you've done me with chow down. Oh, well. You get so many messages in this chat. Little ones like that are quite difficult to spot. So fair enough. Bench Rodgers or Hill? Starting Hill currently. Yeah, we already answered that. You did nearly have me on roofs a couple of weeks ago, though, didn't you, Mike? But who could have seen that Burnley game? Who could have seen that game going that way? Have I changed that by the old Tom? You get me every week, mate. It needs to be a new one if you're going to get me again. Like chow down is not. It's not a rude one, you know. I've got Gabriel and yeah. I'd probably. It depends who else you got. I'd definitely go double Arsenal. Well, the thing is, who do I get Casemiro for? I have been bigging him up, but who do I get him for? I think my team's fine. I don't think I need him. I wouldn't be angry with yourself, Alan. I think they were good picks. Just didn't work out. You'd sell Tavernier. I don't think I'm going to sell Tavernier. I think Palace are leggy. Palace are leggy. They're not going to be so good. Hi, Tom. FPL Fran is playing Tavernier over Semenyo. Ooh. It's an interesting one. Don't hate it. Fran knows what he's doing. I wouldn't question Fran. Or Fran the man. See if anyone else is live and what they're up to. Let's have a little goosey, shall we? FPL. Let's have a look. See who else is live. Who else is live right now? It's just me and Tom by the looks of it. Boo, 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 boo. Yeah, I mean, Fran, I really respect his opinion, so fair enough. Why would you sub Hill? I prefer Semenyo over Hill, mate. Thiago. To be fair, it's at 3 o'clock and not televised. That's when Thiago does his best, when he's not on telly. When no one actually watches him on telly play. Because I don't think I've ever seen Thiago score a goal in a game that I've watched. And he's somehow got 21 Premier League goals this season. No, I think that Palace are going to be leggy, whether they rotate or not. I'd be inclined to agree with it. I can see why he's thrown you. I'd probably play them both. I'd find a way to get them both in my team, really. Fair enough, Tiger Tom. Van Heck or Senesi. This week's got to be Senesi, mate. Very tempted by Semenyo to Turkey. Yeah, I don't think I'd use a transfer to do that. I think I'd just stick to my guns with Semenyo if it were me. Yeah, exactly. I'm just here for advice, mate. If you don't feel it aligns to what you want to do, don't do it. Yeah, fair enough. Very tempted by some. Yeah, we already looked through that one. I have Gabriel. Prefer Hincapi. No. Calafiori's back now. Timber will be back, I'm sure, in a few weeks. Maybe even next week. If Timber and Calafiori are back, Hincapi won't play. What changes are you making for the double? I'm not sure yet, mate. Really not sure. It all depends on how Palace go, really. It's impossible to say. I think I'll probably bring in one or two Palace players, but it all depends on what they look like over the next week. There's 2 more Palace games to go, and I can't really tell you until those are done, really. Yeah, mate, I'd do it, Mohammed. I did Senesi to Gabriel. I think it makes sense. Ampadu or Enzo? Ooh, I'd probably go Ampadu. Yeah, Calafiori. I'm not sure I'd pick him though. I still think if you were asking me, what is the Arsenal defensive double up? It's Gabriel Saliba, because the rest of the defenders in the game are all decent as well. And then I'd have Raya in goal if I was picking, I think. Yep. Brian Box, I just did Senesi to Gabriel, so I have to say yes. Triple Arsenal defence. Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Do 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 do. I would just get Gabrielle in. Worry about the double next week. Honestly, I wouldn't get carried away with the double yet. We don't even know. I just don't know about. I just don't know about Palace next week. Considering the injuries, yeah, they have. Benching dilemma. Bench one of João Pedro. Good lord. Give me some other names. Yeah, I don't think you can trust Saka to play all the minutes. Declan Rice has gone off the boil a little bit recently. Brian, I wouldn't touch Brobby. He doesn't take penalties. I'd always captain a penalty taker, to be honest with you. Massive benching headache this week. Semenyo currently benched ahead of João Pedro, Bowen, Tavernier, Hill. I think you're probably playing it the right way. I'm not sure. If I was playing Semenyo, it'd be for one of the Bournemouth players. Krupi, Rayan, or Welbeck. Gut feel says Krupi. Playing Semenyo, Gabriel, Strike, and O'Reilly. I'd bench Senesi, I think. If you want to put Tavernier in. That's what I've done. Hill and Senesi are basically the same thing, let's be honest. Well, I think Palace are either going to rotate or they're going to be rubbish because they'll be tired. You can vice captain Palmer if you want. I wouldn't lose any sleep over it. Let's see what Tom's doing, shall we? Let's go hop over to FPL Tom's stream, see what his team's looking like. Do some streamception. How about that? Boop, 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 boop. Giving Tom some money here, watching his adverts, look. How many adverts am I going to get before I get to watch his stream? There we go. Oh, come on. I want to be live. Come on. Oh, what's going on?
97. Yep, also good. Welbeck in or bench, depends what the rest of your team looks like. I think we're like 11th, I want to say. I think we're 11th. Yeah, I think we're like 11th. Something like that.
Wait, I'm not subscribed. No, I've subscribed.
Best option, 6.1 million under midfielder. Ooh.
Casemiro.
I really like, obviously, Kieran Dewsbury Hall, Wilson after this game week as well. Anton Stack. Yeah, Anton Stack could also
you can
be
click on the live button.
Golden has said, who should I captain this week? Mate, we're having the same debate. I think I'm probably going to go Haaland. But Bruno G is a bit... I mean, Bruno Fernandes is a bit saucy, isn't he? Yeah. 67% on my poll are going Haaland. I think I'm probably going to go with them. We'll get the coin out. We'll have a flip of the coin, and that'll decide it for us ultimately. But yeah, big decision to be made, mate. Big decision to be made.
He's nearly on 30,000 subs as well. What a beast.
I don't mind Welbeck. I don't mind him, but I don't think he's out special.
That was Tom's advice. O'Reilly captain, I'm not sure, mate. I just don't think it's worth it. I think it's Haaland, it's Gabriel, or it's Bruno. No, I don't like Hincapié. I think as soon as Calafiori is back, he won't play. Oh, no, mate. We're not related. Hope you're all good, RJ. Feel free to share a little bit more in the chat if you want to. Sorry to hear of your loss. Saka or Saliba? Saliba. Right now, Saliba. I'm not sure how many minutes Saka gets, mate. Just my thoughts, but I'm really not sure. Also, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the Golden Goal channel. I'd really appreciate that. See if we can get 25,000 subs by the end of the season. I think it's going to be a real challenge, but we're going to give it a go. The next thing I wanted to talk about was just the FPL Cartel. So I'll put a link in the chat. I'll pin it. I'm working on the cartel with my good mate FPL Tom. We're both in there to give you all the help you need on your FPL team. We've got a fantastic community in there as well. And using the cartel Discord, if you sign up using the link that I've just put in the chat, you can post your team in my chat to get a review live on stream. And by the way, we've got 200 people in here at the moment and 59 likes. So if you haven't already, leave a like rating on the stream. If only half of the people that are watching at the moment leave a like rating, we'll be well on our way for 100 likes. Well, a quarter of people that are watching like, we're on our way to 100. Yeah, but I don't care about one-off Hincapié starting over Calafiori. I care about the long term in this game. I still think that Calafiori is very much a rival for minutes, and I wouldn't trust Hincapié. Just wouldn't do it. I was just going to look at something actually off screen. Unsubbed and resubbed. Thank you, mate. Not available in your country. Sorry to hear that, mate. I'm not sure there's much we can do. What payment options are available in your country? Hello, I'm 21k at the moment with triple captain F, 2 free transfers. My league rivals 11 point ahead. Worth a punt of Semenyo to Turkey. No, have they used their triple captain yet? Because I think your triple captain in Gameweek 36 can make up the difference. I just don't like Semenyo to Turkey. I'm sorry. I just don't like it. I just don't get good vibes about Semenyo to Turkey. I am afraid to say. Sorry, I'm clicking. It's very loud. Oh, they've still got their triple captain as well. I just think 11 points is so nothing. And you can make up 11 points with just sticking with your guns, really. Unless your teams are identical, it could just happen. No worries, mate. Well, there's no pressure to sign up to the cartel, obviously. Mate, I think you tell me stats this season, mate. Casemiro's better for attacking returns and he's better for DEFCON. 13 attacking returns Casemiro has this season and he's better for DEFCON. I personally would struggle to convince you otherwise. Like, if you were telling me to make a case for picking Rice over Casemiro, I don't think I can do it. I honestly don't think I have it. I can honestly give you that advice and be true to what I believe. I genuinely don't think I could do it. I don't know what I was doing then. It's making some weird noises. What am I looking at? Man, I don't see myself ever stopping, really. I mean, is there any reason why I would stop doing FPL content? Don't know. Don't see myself ever stopping, really. Is FPL ever really going to go away? Probably not. Yeah. I don't ever see it going away, really. I think it's only going to get bigger and better. Yeah, I don't. There's not much between the two, mate. I might even change it yet. Mate. I just don't know. I'm still not sure. My gut just says Tavernier. Yeah, Mohammed, if they do a World Cup fantasy game, mate, I'll be making videos again about it. Let's have a Google, see if they're going to do one. World Cup 2026 fantasy football. Well, they did it in 2022, look. I think they'll do it in 2026. If they did it in 2022, they'll almost definitely do it in 26. Surely. Hello, should I get a Leeds defender / Ballard? Yeah, the 2022 one was an official FIFA game. Yeah. I would look at Strike from a Leeds perspective, mate. Or Justin. That face, sorry, I've got itchy chin. Ugh. You already got Strike. Well, let's have a look at defender predicted points for this week. We'll go on review. We'll look at review as our source. We'll look at review. I've got to put my ID in, haven't I? So defender predicted points. I need to keep drinking water. I keep forgetting that I need to drink water. So defenders. There you go. Which of those don't you have? And buy them. And we're going to have a look at Bournemouth. I'm unashamedly going to use FPL review. Oh, see, Tavernier's ahead of Hill. So Tavernier takes pens when Krupi and Kluivert aren't on the pitch. That's all I'll say. Yeah, we could stick Ballard in there. I could see you staying hydrated. Let's go, mate. Gotta be hydrated. Everyone lives in a perpetual state. Most people in the world live in a perpetual state of dehydration. Oh, well, mate, I think you get a coin out and you flip the coin. What do we think, chat, if you had to start one of Senesi and Hill? I think I'm on 2,079 points. Thinking of bringing in O'Reilly this week since I'm buying him next week anyway. Who would you start alongside him? Yeah, Garner and Wilson, definitely. Yeah, but Senesi assist threat. James Hill's got more attacking returns, I think, than Senesi this season, hasn't he? I think I'd start James Hill. Oh. We're going to have a look at head-to-head. Where the bloody hell are those? Head-to-head. So Senesi is the expected assists are way higher, actually. 4 times as many. Yeah, I don't care about own goals, mate, because they're just unlucky. Like, I just don't see anything in own goals, really. You're right about the expected assist for Senesi, to be fair, but it's not factoring DEFCON. I think Man City's fine for Garner. I wouldn't worry about it, really. It doesn't put me off at all. Oh. I don't care, mate. I've said my opinion on Senesi versus Hill. That's my view. I get it. Fine if you think that, but I'm sticking to my guns, mate. Sticking to my guns. My guns. Sorry, that was the most cringeworthy thing I've ever said in my life. Oh, sorry. It got itchy then. Where's the house? Where is what I'm looking for? Where's it gone? Where's it gone? There we go, found it. Semenyo or Bowen? I'd say Bowen, penalty taker. Oh, definitely don't sell Anderson for Casemiro. Double Chelsea. I wouldn't use transfers to get double Chelsea, but if you currently got double Chelsea, it's fine. Burtz or Bowen? Bowen. Would you bench boost if you have Sanchez, Anderson? Yeah, go on then. You know they're all going to play, probably. Bowen, or I'd bring in Bowen, I think. Bumo to Casemiro, yeah, can do. Good day to you too, mate. I like Bowen to Casemiro, I won't lie to you. I do like Bowen to Casemiro. Don't mind that at all. Do not mind that at all. Do 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 do. Yeah, we've said that already. Bowen, Welbeck or Virgil? I'd probably say this week Van Dijk, next week Welbeck. Please tell me Kadioglu and Ballard. I don't get why you're picking both of them. Sorry, wouldn't do it on wildcard, mate. I've made a wildcard team. It's the last video that I made on the channel. There's 3 different wildcard teams on the channel as well. If you need a bit of help deciding, I've got 3 different ones, believe it or not. So yeah, 3 different teams should help you, I reckon. If it's good enough for you, it's good enough for me. It's good enough for 2, that's what I want to see. If it's good enough for you, it's good enough for me. Good enough for 2, that's what I want to see. Ba, 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 ba. If it's good enough for you, it's good enough for me. Sorry, I got a song in my head. Thiago captain, I don't know. I don't think I'd do it. Harry Dawson, I don't get why you got Kadioglu in your team. Or Hinshelwood. I'd pick Gross instead. Dango, not sure. Not sure about that. Gross or Enzo? Gross. It's been a while. Nixie, it's good to see you, mate. Oh, you don't need to apologise. All I hope is, mate, that you've been okay. That's the main thing. You choose to watch me as much or as little as you want, mate. You don't have to apologise. I just hope you're okay. That's all I'm going to say. Do 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 do. No. No, Nixie, I understand, mate. FPL's been a bit of a, for some, mate, it's been tough, and I totally respect and understand that. It's good to have you in the stream, mate, but yeah, I totally get that. Brobby or Chow, probably go Brobby, considering he's playing Wolves, and he's a nice differential. I play Tavernier over Welbeck. Shiv, Lacroix, Van Heck or Senesi, I play Senesi. Hill or Strike, Strike for me. You can see my team. Pickford or Dubravka, Pickford for me. I just think Pickford can just, he just scores points against anyone. He could easily haul against City. Easily haul against City. Send me to hell. What else we got? What other questions have people got? At least this week I had some joy. Yes, mate. Casemiro, Gibbs, White. That is huge. I play Semenyo over Gross, mate. No. I play Semenyo over Gross, mate. I'd play Semenyo over Gross. Sorry, guys. Just something I wanted to check. There we go. Yeah, Arteta has confirmed that Timber's out, mate. Yeah, Arteta has confirmed that Timber is out. 232. No, I don't know who starts at right back, mate. Probably Mascara or Ben White. I think that's the point. We don't. It could be Mascara. It could be Ben White. We don't know. Yeah, fair enough, mate. On the gut feeling. Honestly, mate, when you look at the projections, Palmer's one of the top players for the run-in. So if you replace him, like, I'm just not sure who I'd replace him with. So I'm sticking by him. Gross has so much form. Yeah, I know, but I don't like Newcastle away. Sorry, just my opinion. Just my opinion. João Pedro for me. Pretty much the same team part. I've Hill instead of Semenyo benched. Fair enough. Fair enough. I still don't think. I just don't. My gut, mate, is saying that it's still a tough game for. Still a tough game. It's got new floor, new bathroom. Sorry, I'm just dealing with something off screen. A sec. New kitchen. I don't really have any funny FPL habits, you know. My funny FPL habit is I tend to forget who my vice captain is. I'd start Pedro. I'd consider bench boosting with that team, though. I really would consider bench boosting with the players you just mentioned. Yeah, I would genuinely consider bench boosting that team you've just spoke about, man. Bijol news. Let's have a goosey gander. Yeah, we got a public holiday here in the UK on Monday. I can imagine you're from South Africa, aren't you? I can imagine that's weird. I can imagine. Bijol. Where's Bijol? Let's have a look. Let's have a look for some Bijol news. Pereira is hopeful about Aina, by the way. Someone asked me about Aina. There you go. The Forest manager is hopeful. Oh, Bijol is... It looks like it could be a mess for Bijol. He's in training, though. He's been in a video in training. So he's fit, but that doesn't necessarily mean he plays. Oh, third team to be relegated. Bloody hell, I have no idea. I think it could be West Ham. They're going through a lot right now in their back room. I think somehow Tottenham do it and they stay up. Is it Palmer? Yeah, Palmer's fit. I plan to own Gabriel and Saka. I don't like Saka at the moment. I don't think his minutes are secure enough. I don't think I'd go for Saka yet. I don't think I'd go for Saka yet. I don't think those minutes are secure enough. Yeah, I can't say I would go for him. Honest truth, yeah. Honest truth. Yeah, mate, we'll be all over World Cup fantasy. Of course. Hopefully I'll be the first one on it, mate. We'll get there quick. My pleasure, mate. You don't have to share, but I'm hoping you and your family are all good. I don't think I'd pick Mukiele on your wild card. I'd go for a Palace defender. Palace in Brighton. And a Leeds, maybe, for this week. Well, actually, to be fair, Sunderland have Wolves, don't they? So Mukiele does make sense, to be fair. Go for it. Rodgers or Gibbs White? Neither, and Casemiro. Danga or Okafor? Neither. Elliot Anderson. There you go. No, I'm not wildcarding, mate. I'm helping people that are, but I'm not wildcarding. Top of my mini league, would you start Bijol? No, I'd start Hill. I think Bijol could ruin you. Bloody hell. Chiro rank. So I think you're locked in, no Haaland by the looks of that. Casemiro, Anderson, Gibbs White, Gross. Hey, Daction, good to see you, mate. Strike, 100% over Senesi for me. Yeah, there'll be a World Cup fantasy game, hopefully. It's not been announced yet, I don't think. But there was for the 2022 World Cup. There was for the Club World Cup. There was for the Euros. I'm almost certain that there'll be one for the World Cup. Must be. Let's find right. It must have been like last season, I think. 29k. Something like that. I'm hoping for 2. Well, that'd be 3 consecutive top 100k finishes, I think. Let's just double check that I'm not fibbing. Yeah, it will be. So in 23-24, I was 73k overall. 24-25, I was 25k overall. So if we finish in the top 100k this season, that'll be 3 in a row, which we'll be very happy with. I could put 3 times top 100k finishes in a row in my YouTube video titles. I think selling João Pedro this week is tough to do. Do I think Thiago is better? Yes. Do I think it's worth a transfer? Probably not. Greetings. Greetings to you too, mate. Currently 195. Depends, mate. It's a tall order now because for me, it's very difficult to see where your differentials come from. I think if you've got your triple captain left, that's your chance, really. Nice one, Rocking Gaming. Should I triple up on Palace defense on wildcard? I think you should probably have 3 Palace players. Yeah, I think you probably should. I think if you're on your wildcard, you have to do that to be different. I wouldn't sell Cole Palmer this week. I'd go for Strauch or James Justin as my least defenders. Start 2, I would start Pedro and Hill, personally, I think. I'm just not sure about Ampadu. Not sure about Ampadu. Alabama, Arkansas. I set my team up ready for a bench boost this week, but with Cunha and Calafiori in the squad, I'm not sure if it's too risky. I don't know what your team is, mate. I'm afraid I'll try and help. Bruno G an option? Yeah, definitely. Should I bring in Semenyo or Cherky? If you have neither, I'd do Cherky. Yeah, but just because Ampadu had a good week last week doesn't mean he's going to have a good week again. Yeah, Rocking Gaming, sure. If you want to ask me a question about fitness, go for it. As long as it's not weird. I get some right weirdos in the chat. I don't think you're one of them, though, so go for it. Okafor going to play? I have no idea, mate. Stack is an option, yeah. He's back for Leeds now. Should be fine. Problem with Okafor is I don't think he plays a 490. And there's just a question of whether he starts and plays 60 or comes off the bench and plays like 30, really. But then him coming off the bench, I guess, all depends on game state as well. Yeah. KDH is fine. I don't think I'd sell Okafor. I think you picked him to be different. And nothing's changed on that front with him, really. Yeah, I think KDH would be fine. I would start Senesi and Hill. No, I'd start actually Hill and Reynaldo. I'm a swimmer, so that's my favorite exercise. And my favorite muscle to train is back. I love doing weighted pull-ups, mate. It's probably the single best exercise for swimming. So weighted pull-ups and lats. Stack an option, yeah. You've asked me that 3 times. You ask me that again after I've answered it, I'm going to ban you. Hello, Arkin Blom. Clean sheet odds. Here you go. This is everything you need. Team is Raya, O'Reilly, Gabrielle, Mucchielli, Calafiori, Rogers, Bruno, Semenyo. Yeah, good team. Thing is, I think I'd wait. I'd consider doing it next week. No, is it better this week? It's probably better to do this week, isn't it? It is. The only Calafiori and Cunha are problems. I know what you mean. Oh, I don't know. I'd probably hang on to it. What are you going to do next week? Are you triple captaining? Stacey? I don't actually know a Stacey, to be fair, so I couldn't tell you. Let us know what Moy says, mate. Yeah, I think you're crazy. I don't think DCL's done enough. James France, I think you have to go Tavernier on the bench there. I think you're silly, Daction. Depends who you're benching him for, though. Bloody autocorrect. It's been raining. You too, David. I think I'd start Alderete over Hill because they got Wolves, mate. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Andrew Morgan. Oh, see, that's the trade-off you're making. You're making the trade-off of 2 players that might not play versus 2 players with bad fixtures. What's Brentford got next week? Man City. Palace, 37. What about game week 37 or 38? Why not wait till game week 37? Rack up some more transfers, and then you can use your transfers to set up your bench boost. I'd look at game week 37, I think. And then you can use transfers to help yourself. That's what I'd do. I think Reynildo will start, won't he? 2 free transfers used. Would you take a -4 to go to Van Dijk to O'Reilly? No. No, I wouldn't take a hit to do that. I don't think that's worth a hit. Van Heck or Van Dijk? I play Van Dijk, I think. KDH, Anderson or Casemiro? Casemiro for me, I think. I think I'd go Casemiro. I know, mate. It's because the double game week isn't that heavily backed. That's why. No talk on play. Oh, you're talking about Moisey. I'm benching Palmer over Welbeck. Wow. I would assume you're playing Welbeck over Palmer. That's mad. Fair enough if you're thinking that. Fair enough. Fair enough. You know what? Fair enough. It's not my view. You're watching this to get my view, but you are welcome to disagree. You are very welcome to disagree. That is totally cool. Home is wherever we go. Alabama, Arkansas. Yeah, I wonder what changes they are going to make. I don't know, mate. I think DEFCON has worked quite well. It may have just been a little bit easy to get it. So I guess the only question is, like, do they make one small change to do they make one small change to make it a bit harder to hit DEFCON? But I think it's been a success, if you were to ask me. I think it's done all right. Sabozai or Semenyo to start. I tell you what, with no Salah, because he's out for the season, isn't he? I think Sabozai is going to take penalties. He's all right for DEFCON. He's on set pieces. I think Sabozai could be very good, actually. He's another name in that midfield spot, to be fair. It's just whether you think Isak will take a penalty instead. Excuse me. Alabama, Arkansas. When we go home. Sorry, it's from an advert, and it's stuck in my head, that song. Sorry. I keep getting songs stuck in my head. But I just think Sabozai is one of the best penalty takers in the world, so. And he's the man at Liverpool now. Wildcard so far, mate. Thoughts? Rugandalo, Gabriel, Saliba, Riley Munoz. Yeah, I like it a lot. The only feedback I would have is I don't really like Rodgers. I would bench Welbeck leaking, I think. I would bench Welbeck. I think I'll bench Welbeck. I think I would. Home is wherever I go. Who to bench? DCL, Hill, or João Pedro? Hill for me. I'm going to go back to my team now. Rodgers over 2 weeks or Casemiro? Casemiro. Sesko? Oh, no, I just think his minutes are still a little bit too uncertain for me, mate. Oh, I do. I do. I think they're a little bit too uncertain. I'm sorry. I do. That's my opinion, though. It's my opinion. I do think they're a bit too uncertain. Oh, what's going on? What's wrong with you? What do you think of Casemiro on Wildcard? Like it a lot. I like it a lot. It's a great opportunity to pick a very good FPL asset that is a little bit different from what everyone else has got. I really like it. I really like it. Really, really like it. Yeah, honest opinion, I'm a big fan. Okay, so Dominic Solanke's out for Spurs. Xavi Simons is obviously cooked. Vicario, Romero, Kudus, Odobert, Davies, and Kulusevski are all out. Udogi could be back in contention. So that's the latest news we've got from Tottenham Hospital. Amadou Onana is unfit for Villa. Krejci is not available for Wolves. That's it, really. Yeah, there we go. Do you know if Gordon starts? No idea, I'm afraid, mate. Sorry, there's not really any clear news. It seems a little bit inconclusive. Is Palmer a sell for next week onwards? No. I don't know. Maybe. I'm struggling, really. Because I guess he might be. Because Casemiro could be better than Palmer. Honestly, I think I'd have Casemiro over Palmer if I was wildcarding. Sounds mad saying that, but points wise. Who would you have on wildcard? Casemiro. Casemiro or Elliot Anderson, I think. Yeah, it is uncertain, but I think he's going to play against Forest. Surely. Home is wherever I go. Alabama, Arkansas. Yeah, we'll check teams, mate. Pin message is a link to the FPL Cartel. Sign up to the cartel, post your team in my chat, and we'll have a look. I am still doing swimming. Some people have asked me very weird questions about swimming recently, though, so don't know what to say. I do swim. Also, we still somehow, with 158 people in here, and we've had over how many views? Nearly 3,500 people have tuned into this stream, which is amazing, by the way. I never stop being grateful for that. It's crazy. But we've got 98 likes. I just wondered if, you could leave a like rating, subscribe if you haven't already. That'd be great. I haven't really said that enough on this stream. Been live for nearly 3 hours and I've not said that. Thoughts on Eze as a differential punt over Palmer? No. I think you go Casemiro. Sorry, I hit my mic then. I don't think Eze's minutes are going to be that good. I'll be honest with you, I'm not convinced by Eze's minutes. Alabama, Arkansas. On Casemiro, no, there's not a chance he'll get rotated. Why would he get rotated? I mean, he's gonna leave at the. I just don't know. I mean, Casemiro plays every game. I don't see rotation. How fast does a turtle swim? I could do so. Half a mile is what, say, 800 meters. I could do an 800 in about 9 minutes, I reckon. No, it wouldn't be 9 minutes. 10 minutes. I'm not a distance swimmer. I'm a sprinter. But yeah, I could do it in about 10 minutes. I think I'd be a turtle. We're gonna have a look. We're gonna go for turtle swim speed. They could do 22 miles an hour. versus human. They can swim at 20 miles an hour. Okay, I probably wouldn't then. I probably wouldn't be a turtle. Yeah, that's the thing with Leggy. They're kind of on the beach. That's one thing I was going to look at, actually. There was a good thing done by Rob T. We'll just have a look. Oh, Semenyo's not been any training pictures. Oh, no, I don't need that. Well, in fairness, I've got Hill on my bench, haven't I? What was I looking for? I got distracted by the Semenyo news. Nah, I don't like Rodgers. I'm sorry, I don't. I'd go Casemiro, I think. I think I'd go for Casemiro. Would you do Mbumo to Turkey for free? Yeah. Yeah. Do it. Bowen or DCL on wildcard? Probably go Bowen, mate. I would. I think I'd pick Bowen. Penalties, potential DEFCON. I think he's better. Oh, does anyone know what is up with Delict? Sounds like he's had a minor injury for about a year. Haaland or Bruno? Haaland, mate. I'm on Haaland. I'm pretty secure with my Haaland captaincy. Pretty secure with it. Oh, by the way, I'm getting knackered. Been live for nearly 3 hours. I think we'll go until 3:30, and then I'm gonna log off if that's all right. I've tried my best. No, that's fair enough. Hill, Tavernier, Palmer, fair enough. I mean, I've got those three. You can see what I've done with them in my personal team. But that's obviously my team. But yeah, you can see what I've done. I'm obviously going to say I think I've made the right decision. But yeah, I mean, it's up to you. Up to you what you do with your team, mate. Excuse me. It's only Tuesday. What's my reason? I looked at FPL review and Tavernier was higher. I've not built my team based on FPL review this season. Haven't really checked it all that much. I had no feeling either way. That's it, really. Sorry that it's me saying I looked at FPL review, but I looked at FPL review. It's the truth, you know. I'm not going to hide it. You didn't miss all the fun, but I'm about to finish, Alex. I've been live for 3 hours and I'm starting to run out of energy. I've done my best. Do you have more energy than a turtle? Well, I did a full morning of work before this as well. I went out for a walk, but I went out for a walk to think about work. So yeah, Gabrielle captain. I think Gabrielle's the best differential if you want to be differential, mate. I mean, mine's on Haaland, but I think Gabrielle's the one if you want to be different for sure. And I'll be honest, I just don't see another transfer with this team. I'm very, very settled. I am extremely settled, in fact. I cannot begin to tell you how settled I am. I'm so settled, it's unreal. Ba-da-ba. Yeah, I don't think I'd like Ampadu. Casemiro is great though. Shall I play João Pedro? Yeah, I'd bench Rodgers. Forgot to press the bench boost game week 33. Oh god. Oh god. Yeah, bench is good. Bench is good. It just depends on captaincy, really. If you're bringing in Haaland to captain him, I think you could get away with a hit. Yeah, we all have the same team again. Yeah, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Start Alderete or Rice. I'd go Alderete. Why not? They got Wolves. I think they got more chance of keeping a clean sheet than Rice does of scoring a goal. And I think Alderete probably gets DEFCON as well. He's got a good chance of it. So yeah, I'd go Alderete. Why not? Why not? Excuse me. Oh, we got to let Tom know. His favourite player's leaving. Right, we're going to round off by letting him know. Sorry, Tom, but... Oh, hang on. FPL Tom, where are you? Where are you?
This summer, make more of outdoors with Wayfair. From spontaneous barbecues that stretch long into the evening, to slow mornings that turn into sun-soaked afternoons. For every moment outside, Wayfair has everything under the sun. Devoted to the dough.
Sorry about these ads. I'll mute it.
Roll. I think you could roll, but again, let me know who you're thinking of potentially looking at. Abby's back. She says, I'm back from my exam, done with uni for the summer now. Very nice. Congratulations, Abby. I think the only things that we've had are Bijou and Okafor have both posted on their Instagrams, like their match day graphics. But again, that could mean anything. That's realistically, I think, all we've had. FPL Harry's questioning Semenyo because he hasn't been pictured in any training. Nothing about his comments. So, yeah, there's some question marks around that, but nobody's really made any more of it. Tom's just sent a link in the chat saying bad news. Uh-oh. What's this going to be? Oh, mate. I'm gone. My lookalike. My lookalike is gone. I can't believe it. Mansfield Town's star. I wouldn't say star, by the way. Aaron Lewis has turned down multiple contract offers to extend his stay at the club and is set to leave as a free agent. He's been in and out of the side. Like, yeah, he's just kind of been in and out of the side, but he is my lookalike because of the mullet and the tash. And my dad at the bird.
I have to click off. Sorry. Go watch FPL Tom, I reckon. I'm gonna finish soon. I'm knackered. I've run out of energy, lads. I've run out of energy, lads. We got a big day tomorrow. Lots of YouTube stuff. It's Bristol City's final game of the season. Got training tonight. I've been live for 3 hours. I've answered the same question about 100 times from various different people. I love streaming, don't get me wrong, but I'm getting a bit tired. But yeah, might be time. We're going to go for 3 hours. I'm going to make sure that I've been live for 3 hours. Right, we're going to end things there, I think. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I'm going to go and chill out for a bit. We were live for 3 hours today. It was a big stream, that. We'll be back tomorrow. FPL video. Players to buy and avoid for Gameweek 36. We'll do a big bit of focus on Crystal Palace. even though they're still to play this week. But we'll do a big bit of focus on them. Talk about the players that I'd want to pick. And then we go from there. Do like on the way out. Subscribe to the Golden Goal channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next one.